Well, wouldn't we all agree with Pixar on producing a Cars-themed series for Disney Plus? The answer is quite simple: yes. The rumors about a continuation of the franchise have been there since 2019, and now we finally get some substance. IMDb released some information about Cars the series on its website last week. Before focusing on the details, I'd like to point out that I treat this information carefully. IMDb is a serious and reliable website on the one hand, though we haven't had any official confirmation by Disney or Pixar that they are really producing a Cars series on the other hand. Why it still makes sense that there is a Cars series in development is a statement by Larry the Cable Guy, Mater's voice actor. Obviously, it's one of the only Pixar movies. It's got its own theme park. I just feel that they probably know that they've got this Disney thing up and going. You would think if you put in $1 billion theme park, you probably got to keep putting fuel in the tank. And he's right. A Bug's Life, another Pixar film, had a theme park too, but it closed in 2018, probably because nobody was any longer interested in it as the film itself was released in 1998. Toy Story is still famous, and with the last movie in the franchise being released 1 year before the 25th anniversary, there has been enough fuel to the tank, as Larry would express it. Moreover, the films have had an exponential box office success, so there is a big fan community providing visitors for the park. In the case of Cars, we can assume that the diecast sales alone won't keep the theme park alive for ages, so a continuation of the franchise on Disney Plus seems realistic. And don't forget, Pixar announced that they would definitely stop making sequels rather than finally focusing on original movies. That means we don't even need to think about Cars 4, whereas a series is still possible. I mean, we have a preschool series of Toy Story featuring Sporky the Frog. We will get a Monsters Inc. series next year, so why shouldn't Pixar do one for Cars? I mean, all in all, the movies performed well, grossing about $1.4 billion worldwide on the one hand. On the other hand, we need to keep in mind that Cars 3 underperformed at box office with just $384 million against a production budget of $175 million. Still, Cars merchandise has been popular for almost 15 years now, as I mentioned, and if we look at Mattel's diecast line, we can clearly see that it is far away from an end. Until the release of Cars 2, sales made by the Cars merchandise went up to $8 billion, which is incredible. Keeping that all in mind, we can now switch on what IMDb has unveiled so far. First, we know the title, which I already mentioned, Cars the series. Second, there is a logo for the series too. You can see it on the screen. It doesn't look like it was fake, although it doesn't look completely realistic. Third, it will be released in 2021, just in time for the 15th anniversary of the Cars franchise. Fourth, the cast. So let's start with Rex Revler, who will, according to IMDb, be voiced by Bruno Mars. This bit of information is the reason why people have been doubtful about the accuracy and the credibility of what IMDb has revealed so far. Still, it is possible. I mean, it's more plausible that a race car is voiced by a real racer, but why shouldn't a singer whose last album was released in 2016 take a role in an animated series? Also, Cam Spinner will get a bigger role in Cars the series. His voice actor is Corbin Bleu, who is known for Disney's High School Musical. Of course, there are some new characters introduced by the series. There's Bobby Swift's crew chief and Tony, both voiced by Brad Evan, the current voice actor of Mickey Mouse. Next, there is Stinger. We actually know a character named Stinger from the Racerama video game. So if this is the same character, this is incredible awesome, because then we will have a clear connection between the video games that just seem to be an expansion to the Cars universe without being part of the actual stories. Others are El Machismo, also from the video game El Machismo 2.0, and Daniel Ricciardo, who is voiced by Daniel Ricciardo, an Italo-Australian racer. The most interesting additions are Linda McQueen, David Weathers, and Fiona Ramirez. Their names suggest their relation to Lightning, Cal, and Cruz. Those three characters lead to the next big question. What will the series be about? Nothing has been confirmed yet. As I can't tell you whether Pixar or Disney have confirmed the development of the series, I can tell you what the series will be about if it really gets released. Still, we can make our own thoughts on it. Looking at the characters, we can clearly say that Cars the series takes place after the events of Cars 3. Besides Cruz, two next-gen racers, Danny Swerves and Cam Spinner, will be part of the crew, so we can assume that Cruz's racing career plays a certain role. But there are also stock car racers like Darren Ledford or Phil Tankson, and even Kevin Racing Tire, who appeared in Cars 1. so we can definitely suspect that Lightning's future activity influences the storyline. Maybe we will also get to know what Rex, Darren, and the others are doing after the racing career. As Rex Revler is voiced by Bruno Mars, this may refer to him being a singer now. What concerns me the most is the relevance of Linda McQueen. We can conclude that David Weathers is Cal's father and the King's brother. Interestingly, Strip Weathers himself does not appear in the cast list. As far as Fiona Ramirez is concerned, we can assume she is Cruz's mother and there is no big significance of her appearance. Though I am interested in her relation to Cruz, as we just know that Cruz's family didn't believe she'd make it to the racetrack. But if Linda McQueen is Lightning's mom, the plot of the series could provide us some interesting views in his background stories, as there are many questions open. Why hasn't he ever talked about his family? Why hasn't he kept contact with them? What do they think of his racing career? Why didn't they try to contact him? These questions show that there is much space for the cast series. Further, we can assume that it will be about racing and maybe also about Cruz, McQueen, and their moms. I've been speculating a lot now, but the little substance given by IMDb seems to provide more information than I expected. Let's hope that IMDb didn't put us on. A Cars series would definitely be a great addition to Disney Plus and to the Cars universe itself. We will know more next year when the series is scheduled to be released, so there is not much left other than waiting until more and especially reliable information is revealed. Do you believe Cars the series will be released, or is the rumor just humbug? What are your thoughts on possible stories and the new characters? Tell me in the comment section, I am really interested. Thank you very much for watching everyone, keep well and see you soon on the channel.